Notes for my May, June, July 2025 reading of Hearing God by Dallas Willard. Here I, Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle, talk through my book and reading notes for my May, June, July 2025 reading of a spiritual guidance and Christianity book, Hearing God, Developing a Conversational Relationship with God by Dallas Willard, initially published in 1984. This is a 2012 formatio edition paperback, ISBN in the video description. I started the book on Saturday, 31 May 2025 and finished the book on Wednesday, 2 July 2025. It's 304 pages. It took me 20 days of reading. And this is a book I read with my dad. Sometimes he was ahead and sometimes I was ahead. And my dad actually bought it, this copy, and gave it to me so we could read it together. And so in the front it read, "From my dad, received May 2025, started together with him. He reading his own copy on Saturday, 31 May 2025, and then Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle, Sunday, 1 June 2025, or at that time." And so I took notes. So it's full text pages. There's some bolding, there's italics, there's like little quote boxes. There's my own notes because it's my own copy. He took notes as he read too, but in his own copy. And so essentially this book is about, I'd say if there's like a big takeaway, the author is emphasizing that the word of God transcends action. He kind of uses words matter most. What you do in life does not. What you say and what you think do. And I was like, I act before I think sometimes, so I know for a fact. That's part of being an experimental geophysicist. I've done theory as well, but like, in being a mathematician is well, I've done stuff in the physical world, so I know that that's not how that actually works. But he was a philosopher, and he kind of emphasizes psychology in here, so he might not be that well versed in like physical actions and stuff like that. So there's that. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It's good. There's a lot of good points brought up, but then there's also some stuff where I'm like, I believe words and actions matter, not just words. So there's like some stuff in that where it's just super basic of like, he's like, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, I have experienced sexual assault. That matters to me. The guy didn't communicate to me ahead of a time in words that he was going to do it to me. And so he kind of like, at some point is like, physical reality should be discounted. And so I'm like, that doesn't sound very Christian. Especially in the case of like true crime. But anyway, so some of the things, I flagged a few things. Just a reminder, so page 145, what is it? God spoke directly with Moses. I was like, yes. So like higher up in the hierarchy of like who God speaks to, it's more direct and obvious in communication. It's not using metaphor and stuff like that. It's like it directly addresses the person and clearly communicates what they're saying, it being God. On page 185, the quote, "The word of God is characterized by overwhelming power," and it kind of unquote, and it after the power part, and everything, and I was like, I think God, it's so, but it emphasizes that's the end of the sentence. It even brings up Christ, and I was like, this is my note was, well then, I certainly am not the voice of the Christian God. Like there's some stuff in here, like having been educated and followed and done my own exploring in multiple religions. I was like, there's a lot of things in here that really emphasize it. It's Christianity. It's not necessarily all gods. Okay, so that was one of those ones that stood out to me. At page 175, kind of 176, God, the Christian God is like a God of, it can be a fast God, a rash God, and an instant gratification God, right? God might take, it's a fast turnaround God, the Christian God. And it's like, it brought up, one I actually remember from Sunday school, is the reckoning of God, of like on the Israelites, of like they took too long. And so it's like, so then the God of Christianity is not a timely God, it is not a patient God. And it's like, no, that's Islam, that's Allah in Islam. So a different religion if you want a patient God. And that was actually, it was like, he even brought up later, What did I flag that? Let's see. So page somewhere in here. No, well, Jesus Christ, when he acted his miracles and cured people, they were cured in an instant. They didn't have to go through therapy. Like, the Christian God is kind of, a fingerprint is instant gratification, instantaneity, that kind of thing. Page 182. The bias of the author towards psychology comes through, and it's like, I have a physical body. My brain is, it's got memory, but the rest of my body's got more memory than the brain. There's such thing as muscle memory, but page 194. See, the spiritually born exhibit a life deriving from an invisible spiritual realm and its powers. So I guess that's unquote. That's page 194 and 195. Oh, it emphasizes, so baptism in Christianity matters because it says a person. So the author is saying it is possible, was my note. So the author is saying it is possible for a human to exist without a spirit. So if I have a spirit, since I am not baptized in Christianity, then my religion is not Christianity. I do not have a religion, or I do, but I do have a religion. Right? Like, I do not have a religion. No, if I have a spirit, then I do have a religion. But since I'm not baptized in Christianity, I can actually be like, no on Christianity. Because Christianity requires baptism to have a spirit. So I'm like, okay, well, I can rule that one out. So I do have a religion. Well, then I shouldn't get baptized. Instead, I should stay loyal to my gods. My God is fighting for me. Yes. All right. Page 230. It says, the voice of God will not run over you in your will. That's a direct. It will not run over you in your will. That was page 230. And then page 274, one that's true, I'd say, in my experience, outside of Christianity as well, is, quote, having adopted this attitude, we then mistakenly try to use our ability to hear God as a device for securing a life without risk, unquote. So it's kind of, some people kind of just push their stuff away and then kind of tune out and, nothing bad can ever happen to them. I'm just going like, no, staying tuned in matters. For God, right? It's like, essentially, like, because somebody invokes God now, nothing bad can happen to them. And that's what I was going to say, I think, true for, actually, on my say that one is not just true with other religions, it's true for the non-religious as well, although they might not invoke a God, right? If they're an atheist, then they can't give God their problems, technically, be violating their own belief system. But they might have something else. Right. So, like the universe, or the cosmos. That concept is true outside of religion as well as in. So those are my notes for my May/June/July 2025 reading of Hearing God by Dallas Willard. Thank you, Dad, for introducing me to this, reading it with me, giving me my own copy, and reading it with me together.